and welcome back to Mystical Tarot. So today I am going to be doing a deck review on a deck that I have been waiting for a while, like a really long time. I'm so excited it finally is out, that it's here. I got it on pre-order and it's in my hands. I have been waiting forever for this deck and I'm so excited to show you guys. So without further ado, it didn't come in this bag. I put it in this one. So this is the Smoke, Ash, and Embers deck. I have been watching the creator put pictures on Instagram as they process through these and everything. I mean, it's so beautiful. Like, I love dragons. I'm obsessed with dragons, totally. And this deck calls my name so well. It is just amazing. So this deck was created by, let's see who the author is. Oh, Stephanie Burrows, and illustrated by Adam Oblers. It is just a beautiful, beautiful deck. It even says, dwelling inside, you'll find 78 Rider-Waite-Smith inspired tarot cards, 2 keyword reference sheets, and a multitude of dragons eagerly waiting to help guide you along the way. And it came with a lot of extra stuff. So it came with an extra 2 of Swords print, which is really nice. And it came with this really cute letter. It's even spelt wrong, like it's like the dragon's writing the letter to you guys. And it's just so, so cute. It just made my heart melt because I do love dragons so, so much that this was just so adorable. As you can see, I have my little figurines always watching me. My guides are always here with me. And so this deck came in this box. And the reason I took it out of this box is because this box was almost impossible to get the cards out. They packed it so tight so that during shipping, the cards wouldn't get hurt. And so it was like really difficult getting them out of this box, which is a good thing because they were packed right. Just was very, very difficult trying to get them out of box, and I don't think I'd ever be able to get them back into the box. But I wanted to keep the box because it's just beautiful. But it did come with some extra stuff too. It came with a little picture from their Oak, Ash, and Thorns deck. This is the same creator that does Oak, Ash, and Thorns. So if you do like this deck, you might want to look at that deck as well. It came with a certificate of authenticity, which is really neat. So it just says which one it is, when it was created, and number. And so just put that back in there. And then it comes with a little thank you card. It comes with these are kind of like on the front and the back of the card to keep it from, being hurt or anything, which is really awesome. It did come with two little keyword cards that I can't find the other one, that kind of give you an idea of what the meanings are, but they did say it is Rider-Waite-Smith based. This is just an extra card. Apparently this card is put in here in the first edition. It won't be available in any other edition, so it's just kind of like an extra. Another thank you card, and it says, please handle with care so you don't startle the slumbering creatures that lie within. They've been prone to nod off time to time, especially the dragons who love to sleep. And then I didn't realize it until after I was doing readings with this deck that there are 2 Ten of Swords. So this one I took out. I left the Ten of Swords that I have in here. This one is a little bit more, violent, where the swords are going through the dragon and everything like that. The one that I left in here is kind of more nicer, where it looks like the dragon's just kind of sleeping. So I actually didn't know, and I did a love reading, and it was actually pretty crazy because literally both Ten of Swords came up in the reading. I'm like, oh my god, there's 2 Ten of Swords in my deck. And then I'm like, okay, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm just say the cards really are trying to tell you that with the 10 of Swords. So it does come with 2 Ten of Swords that you can interchange if you want. This would be a good one to put in the deck maybe when you're doing shadow work. It's just up to you. The cards themselves are beautiful. They have a white border around them, but I'm okay with that. I really don't mind it. And when they are upright, it actually is, it's weird because if you would think that this would be the upright picture, that's the reverse picture. The upright picture is them hanging, they're like hanging on the vines, and the reverse picture is that, if you read reversals. It's preference. If you do, you don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's up to you what you want to do. But these cards are wonderful. They're very thick, and I'll show you how they shuffle as soon as we go through the cards because it's amazing. So the cards are just beautiful, and I really hope my video is picking up some of these details because it's just so much detail that went into every single one of these cards. These were hand drawn and done. So someone sat and did 78 of these and put in a lot of detail. They put in the, you know, the symbolism, like for example on the Empress, the Venus is there, everything. It's just wonderful how they did these cards. I love this little Hierophant guy. It's like he's waiting in the wind to come down. The Lovers, this is just too cute. So these are just beautiful. They are a little bit darker in tone. They aren't as bright and cheery. So that is, if that's, you know, something that turns you off, you know, that's unfortunately with this deck. I think it works great for this deck. The dragons are just beautiful. And they really symbolize the picture. Like when you first look at it, you're like, well, it looks like the dragon's doing nothing. But when you actually go into the picture and look at the details, you really start seeing, oh my God, this is, you know, temperance in the same way as it is with a human in the Rider-Waite deck. Like the artist really went for that and kept that, and that was what is so amazing with each of these cards, is they just are so beautifully drawn and depicted, and there's just so many different types of dragons. It's just so awesome. If you are a dragon fan, I highly recommend this deck. That's not to say that it was not expensive. This deck cost me more than my True Black deck, and I thought that was a lot of money. With shipping, this deck did cost me over $100 to purchase because it did come from the UK, so I had to have, you know, it's extra like $20 for Royal Mail or something like that to ship it. So otherwise I think it was like an 80 or something like that, but still a lot of money. It is a bigger investment, and it is one that if you like dragons, I highly recommend it. If you don't, or you're not sure, take your time and think about it before making the investment, so that you don't spend a lot of money and then not like what you get. That is why I do these deck reviews too, is to really help out with that. Even, doesn't matter what deck I'm reviewing, whether it's a $5 deck or a $200 deck. I like to do these so that you can actually see the cards before you make a purchase. Like when you look online, you see, you know, a few major arcana. Sometimes you'll get the court cards, and you never see the pips. And that can be really dangerous, because there's a couple decks that I've bought offline and become very upset with because they end up being pip decks, and I didn't know they were pip decks, and wouldn't have spent as much money on them as I did if I would have known they were pip decks, or if I would have known that, I don't know how to put this, like some artists, the major arcana is just beautiful and wonderful and striking, and then it looks like they've put no thought at all into the minor arcana. They just kind of throw them together. They're kind of look like junk, and you're paying, you know, a whole bunch of money, especially if it's an indie deck, and then people pay like $50, $60, $70 for this deck that's just ugly, or like just doesn't go well together, and then you end up using only the major. So that's why I like to do these kind of reviews, because it is something that helps the whole community when we actually know what we're looking at and if we really want that deck or not. Especially when it comes to high priced ones, but even lower priced ones too. A great example of that is I, purchasing a Lenolin deck, the same way. You get a few cards, you don't get many pictures. And so to see the reviews and see the whole pictures, see what they look like, it helps out a lot. It helps you decide if you really want to buy that or if you just want to trash that. Because buying cards is expensive, and if you're buying a bunch of cards that you don't connect with or need, I mean, you can always resell them or you can keep them. I mean, it's whatever your choice is. I'm a collector, so even though I have some decks that I have bought that I don't really jive with very well, I keep them because I am a collector. I do love collecting tarot cards. It's not about just the cards I use, although I love that part too. It's also that I collect them because I do feel that they are each and every one is its own piece of artwork, and it really shows the variety, especially nowadays. There's so much variety out there in tarot cards. It's crazy. When I started reading tarot cards, 20, 25 years ago, there was no variety. I mean, there was not much. there was a little variety, but there wasn't much. And it has just exploded now where you can find a deck for anything that you want. If you want panda bears rolling on tricycles, there is a deck for it. I know there's a deck. I saw it on Etsy. Some kind of panda way deck, which I almost bought. So it's just very interesting seeing all these new ideas spurting forth. And the oracle cards are a whole nother ballgame themselves. I do collect oracle cards and use them as well. And there's so much to them as well. So it's just amazing how much artwork is coming out and the creativity and showing, the world that the tarot community isn't about just, fortune telling, going to tell when you live or die or have a kid. It's about a lot of other things. And I love that it's become more mainstream and more acceptable, because I grew up at a time where people would call me a devil worshiper because I read tarot cards. And I was like, I don't worship the devil just because I read tarot cards. I'm not going to hell because I read tarot cards. There's been a lot of myths dispelled lately, and it's a good thing for the community because it brings other people into it, and they can see that they can help the cards, help you. Like, self-improvement is a huge one. I will do a video soon on some of the really good tarot books out there that really help you deep dive into yourself. And I mean, not only are you improving others' lives, you're improving your life too. So it's a wonderful thing. And if you never read for another person besides yourself, you can still do tons of stuff with them. So that's my soapbox. I will get off of it now. But this is the Smoke, Ash, and Embers deck. And like I said, it is beautiful. And this is it's very thick. It is a very thick deck. But it just shuffles so wonderfully. I think the first night I got it, I just sat there and I shuffled over and over again. And I was just like, oh, this is so nice. Like, at first you think they feel, feel kind of thin. They feel like, I don't think they're going to stand up to the test of time. But they are actually amazingly durable. And I really love it. So that is this deck. If you have any questions or you want to see something else, let me know in the comments. Leave your comments too. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe bell so you get notifications from me when I do more reviews. And I will also link in the description box a link to this website if you'd like to purchase these cards, as well as a link to my website where you can purchase a one-on-one reading with me if you want me to read with these cards. Just say so. Otherwise, also most of my tarot deck and oracle collection is on there. I have about 15 decks I have to add still that I just got recently in a huge haul. I went on a little haul, a little crazy. So I got to add those. But If you want to see a review on any of those decks, let me know. I'll happily do a review so you can see if you really like the deck or not before you buy it. That is the biggest thing and the biggest reason I do these reviews, is so that you are not buying a deck based off a few pictures. You're buying a deck because you saw it and you really wanted. Other than that, if you have any other questions or anything, feel free to drop me a message or drop me a line. I always appreciate feedback. If there's something better I can do, please let me know. I'm still learning the video and the editing part, so please cut me some slack. Hopefully one day I'll get better at that. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a blessed week.